My Gavanen Melunin, and well met indeed. I'm Arakea Galadurthin, the head of Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to the Umbar campaign in the north. In the north. I say that every time because I'm so used to playing Northern Dunedain. In the south. As we can see, we are in the south. My era. I released the Anduin videos, and from the comments I've been reading on the Anduin videos, it seems that everybody believes that I've already doomed the Anduin campaign to failure.
Tomorrow.
So that'll be an interesting one. But in the Umbar campaign, we are doing rather well. This time we have loaded up at the beginning of a turn rather than the end of a turn. And we're waiting to see what Dol Amroth do with Nindad Estelat in our control.
Yes. Move! Finish them!
I also take this opportunity to try and continually create problems for Harad. Oh, Belagar Footman. Yes, please. We have an army coming up from the south.
Orders.
Councilman Gassan. About this time,
By your command.
we'll head for Amun Aitha. And we're sending a general out to make, well, I say contact, try and find the borders of Khand and build towers along it. But again, that seems to be all that we can do.
Yes,
Now we've got a diplomat in the Brown Lands. Did they not give us map
You
information?
bring a proposition for my king. Do not you have another proposal then? No.
Rejected.
We will not accept such a thing.
Idiots.
This meeting was quite huge.
Yes, my lord.
I don't really know where to go then. Head down to Run and see what they'll do.
Yes. Tomorrow's journey planned out, my lord.
Al-Tufail continuing to keep check on... Oh dear, Dol Amroth very powerful. This is what happens when you create a vacuum of around the mouths of the Anduin, the ithilien Anduin. And they have stepped into that vacuum of power. Previously, of course, Harad will be pressing hard against Dol Amroth and they'll have no other threats. Gondor and Mordor and tie each other up. Gondor and Ened Wyth are tied up in the west. Gondor is very occupied. So Dol Amroth and Harad go into complete toe-to-toe with one another. They go head-to-head. And that is pretty much their entire campaign. The two forces fighting it out. But of course we've attacked Harad from the south, which has pulled all their forces away, and Dol Amroth have stepped in using their vastly superior army to just conquer everything that used to belong to Harad.
An order. Moving to crush the enemy.
Although interestingly nothing has changed
Besieging-
after
My
that
lord.
end turn.
As you wish. We have marched our limit. Orders. My lord.
Forces continue. Oh, and we weren't attacked here either, which is
Orders.
good.
By your command. Erecting a watchtower. As you wish.
We're going to be walking along their road and then nipping back into our own territory every now and then to build these towers. We are still making money, although it's a lot lower than it was before. Oh, we've got quite the garrison there, haven't we? Even though there's only him.
only address you in battle.
I've never ever attacked Dol Amroth. I've never fought against them in any game I've ever played. I've played as Dol Amroth a lot, as I'm sure you can imagine, as I go on and on and on about them, but I've never fought against them, so this is such an experience.
My lord. Yes.
Although, having such a large hand in their creation, you would hope that I might know how to counter their forces. Of course, only time will tell. Which, to all intents and purposes, is my most used phrase in these Let's Play games. Oh, that, to me, looks like the chieftain of Harad. Chieftain Utba. He's got Candish units with him.
No. We need to fall back and regroup.
Ah,
We
right.
shall continue tomorrow.
Hanad has attacked us from behind. Not really a strong force, save for his bodyguard. And Warlord Musab. He's got some pikemen. We're going to have to try and deal with them. But that is an army I believe we can deal with.
There'll be no escaping us now.
We're going to need to
Attack!
pull to our right-hand side, or we shall be surrounded. Goblin Town there. Some more phenomenal artwork. I do wish I knew where all this artwork came from. And if it did indeed come from Tokus Maximus, or I believe that was his name, he was DAC's most prolific 2D artist until the core of DAC essentially abandoned the project. That was long before I joined. I caught the tail end of Tokus Maximus, which is what we shall call him, because I can't recall if that's his real name or not. And he did a few bits of work while I was in the team, but nothing major. Alright, the enemy's coming in from over there. And there, we're not being attacked in the rear at all. So, we'll move up and take this hill then. Archers and archers. And yeah, that's good. Oh, the pikemen are going to take ages to walk though, aren't they? I really like this Harad based roster. I think it's such a phenomenally good idea. It makes this campaign so fun. All these enslaved troops just mildly hanging on and being commanded by the few forces that we have of our own. Although, speaking of few forces, we really don't have much going on here, do we? Dear oh dear. I don't want to put him in the front line, but he can use to charge. And the pikemen can form this second line. Yes, no need to run. The enemy's quite far away, but we'll speed it up. I watched a YouTube video of someone called SwiftHood40 or 50. Snowhood. I've joined their names together. Snowhood50, I think it was, and another person called Swifty, and they fought against each other. It was very enjoyable to watch. Hummingbird showed it to me, actually. One of them played as Dol Amroth, and the other one played as the Dunlendings. And it was very enjoyable. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I do hope they will fight again. Although, as you might expect, the Dol Amroth army wins, but only very narrowly, which I wasn't expecting. I thought it would be a one-sided slaughter, but he managed to hold on as the Dunlendings for some time. I've linked it on the Total War Centre page if you can't find it, but you could just type in Snowhood, I suppose, and then go through that way. I don't spend out that much time on YouTube, despite having these videos now on YouTube, but I don't watch that many videos, I must confess. But so searching through it isn't something I know too well. Where are our arch cavalry? They... no, let's pull you down to the side. And you can continue moving. Now you pull to there. Cavalry, pull over a bit. Someone is on the... Oh, they've stopped just as I turn around. Oh, don't you hate that? Right then, if they are going to insist on doing whatever it is they're doing down there, we'll just form one straight line and line up our 4 archers behind. Narrow and arrows in the corner, cavalry shielding them. In this cavalry section, move over there. And everybody move. Yes, look at them, look at them.
We are ready to strike.
We are ready to strike. What has arrived first? Pikemen. Oh, that's good. So they're wasting their pikemen. That is always pleasing to see. They're forming up their 2 bodyguard units though, which is worrying. Although, no, that's not that worrying. The bodyguards are always so unpredictable. The bulk of the force will almost always do the same things with the AI system that we have. They'll form a line in front of you, as they're doing at the moment. And normally they don't let themselves become arrow fodder, but they are this time. But they'll form a line. Then they'll send their fast attack units to flank you. This is almost always how every battle will go. So the cavalry and sort of heavy hitting units will flank round the sides, and they'll try and get you on the flanks. And then once they've engaged your flanks, they'll then hit your front line, and there'll just be a solid line of war there. All the while, they'll use their archers just in range to pepper any single one of your units that is not engaged by their own. And then the only unit that doesn't follow this pattern is always the general's bodyguard, regardless of whether or not they're on foot or mounted. The general's bodyguard will constantly move about the battlefield from one point to another, changing tactics left, right and centre. This is only really evident when you're fighting against a cavalry bodyguard, because obviously the cavalry are much more mobile, so they'll charge somewhere, then they'll pull away, they'll charge somewhere else, they'll pull away, they'll charge somewhere else. But infantry tend to get locked up, so if it's an infantry general, the first unit that it attacks, it will tend to then stay there and just solely attack that unit. But if it's a cavalry general, it flees about. So the moral of this whole story, I'm saying, is that the two generals' bodyguard units will almost certainly separate, go different ways, and attack different sides. That's almost always what they do. So it doesn't matter if they stay together or not. Although, as expected, they're coming on the flanks. We don't have much to counter the flanks, and those cavalry aren't up to the task of holding off serpent bodyguards. It's coming over here, south from Warband. Let's charge the general out. Yes, as expected, the serpents have... I'll happily let them run themselves into those archers. That doesn't bother me at all. Oh, our general's bodyguard is going to hit into the sides of them. Carnage. Ah, they really do look an awful lot. As someone on Total War Center suggested that this unit looks a lot like Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, whatever they are for you. And their helmet really does give credence to that. Oh, look at that bunched up archer selection there. Prime cavalry target. Right, our cavalry on this side will get destroyed. They'll get annihilated. There's not much we can do though, because our line is being attacked. If I could have pivoted the pikes around. But in Med 2, the units don't pivot very well at all. Whereas in Rome and Shogun 2, you can quite easily pivot them on the spot. Oh, they trapped our... Ah, they're taking out our cavalry. They are taking out our cavalry. And they've trapped our general's bodyguard. We are beset on all sides. Not really sure. Did our cavalry get out? Yes, they did get out, actually. Try and kill as many of them as you can. This battle will probably come down to our pikemen surviving for as long as possible, and our two generals' bodyguard units holding off for a long time. Also, our Naru and Aru, once they have finished firing their arrows, they are very strong indeed. Go on, shoot the trollmen, shoot the trollmen. Shouldn't focus on a single unit. It is the job of the commander of the army to focus on everything at once. As difficult as that can be, it is our charge. Alright, that opportunity just cannot be passed up. Where did those bodyguards go? No, they've charged into Qusay. No, that's the name of Haradrim's chieftain. What's ours called? Qusay. We need to get support down there, but we just don't have any units that can. Oh, yes we do. Corsair archers. These guys are ready as well. Punch through there. Oh no. They've been broadsided by camel riders of all creatures. Although they've just run straight into pikemen, that's always pleasing. Are you firing into those trollmen? Oh yes. Go on, solid strike. Keep it up, keep it up. Gotta punch through so the pikemen can maintain their fighting strength. Alright, now they've got support. That side should be okay. Oh, they're slaying the trollmen. Where did the other general's bodyguard go? Are they both over here? Yes, they are. They've still got 25. They've still got 28. Qusay is getting hit very hard, and those archers with him have been decimated. I don't have anything else now again that I can charge over there. Ah, you will have to do. Come on, come on, run, 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 run. Pull them out.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Oh, good. They've got support again, this time in the form of Belagar archers. Oh, they've got nice little crookedy swords. I like those. And we're swinging our other general's bodyguard round to support our Haven Master. Those Serpent bodyguard is still a real threat. The Royal Archers aren't doing as well as I thought they might. Although we have most of the units in this section are now ours, so we have crippled the enemy here. We've saved Qusay, so we'll kill off this side and then we'll try and sweep through. Or we could probably take the.
Lies slain on the battlefield.
Oh no! How has Qusay died? He's against spearmen. Our troops are going to waver so heavily in a moment. Just as I say we've saved Qusay, he falls. I lose generals in these campaigns like children lose teeth. But if we can take... Oh no, who's that? Corsair archers, of course they'd be the first to break. Footmen are routing. Got some Naru and arrows still to go though, and they won't be put down easily. Good charge, good charge. Our generals will fight on for some time, although Qusay's battalion will be very much weakened. Our pikemen should fight on for a while longer. And the Naru and arrows, it should be a long time before they rout. Oh, they only have average morale.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
I just need the generals to die. Just one of them. No, they're charging the rear of the pike. Oh. Their general fights on a horse in the... charges himself into the front line of our pikes, and he doesn't die. Our general fighting some routine tribesmen, some filthy peasant tribesmen, and he dies. It's not fair. There's a strong possibility that he may be no, our heir has that picture with the weird forehead, doesn't he? So this isn't our heir, which is good, because our heir now has become our faction leader. Our lines have broken totally, and apart from the Narus, who are now claiming strong victory on that side, so these 66 pikemen come out of that, turn on the bodyguards. Narus. No, the pikemen have routed. Look at the force that's now coming against them. The archers of the enemy are now in the melee. Oh dear.
Our men have fought long and are becoming tired.
I'm sure they are. Oh, we killed a lot of them, though. We're becoming beset on all sides now. We're surrounded totally. Yes! No, that's ours. Ugh. We have now lost both generals. There's very little I can do now. We've only got 2 units actually still fighting. Or 3, sorry. But he's only got 6 men. That's hardly fighting, is it? Oh, why has it gone all the way over there? The Narrows are far, far better than the Archers. For a quick 12 attack and 28 defense, plays 2 attack and 4 defense. They are substantially better than the Archers. They should make short work of that battalion before moving on. However, our bodyguards have now been entirely swept away. Although there's 16 of Caesar's regiments still fighting. Oh, the Muhad have arrived. Muhad now join. They've been attacked from the behind. This is a very good victory for Harad. We shan't let them gain any ground, though. They've not taken a city with this victory, they've just taken an army. Granted, my faction leader as well, but inherent in war is casualty. And even the most noble of birth cannot be spared the sword. War favours no man. Look at them fighting on. Defiant to the last. They only have average morale. I think that might be wrong then. I'll have to have a look at that. I have to change that text. Because if they've got average morale, then good lord.
Victory from us like thieves in the night.
Oh dear.
We'll be so lucky next time.
Qusay has fallen. I don't feel like Qusay did enough to merit a name of his own. A town named after him. All he's really done is died. Although he carved a large chunk of Haradrim lands, didn't he? So maybe he does deserve a name.
Yes, my lord. Breaking off the siege.
Interested to see what Harad do now that they've won that significant victory. And I didn't mention in the last one, but I'm sure you all saw. Mordor have arrived. Who became the heir now? The leader now? Ghassan. Ghassan has become the... Oh, and there he is. Yes, he's got that weird picture where it looks... He's got a tash, but it sort of just looks like he's got a dirty face.
My lord.
He does not have a very good army now that I look at that properly. Militia, through and through.
Yes, my lord.
And Utbar's now the faction heir. Right.
Your orders,
you head
my lord.
south
Yes.
to
We can
Ithel.
go no further, my lord. Orders.
San, you
By
head
your
across and
command.
join them.
Erecting a watchtower. Continuing to...
And the survivors.
By your command.
Nobody can regroup there. They are... Oh, we're going to earn a lot more money now that army's dead. Which we shall try to use immediately.
As you wish. We'll make camp here.
Run
Your
the
will, yes.
archers north.
March to exhaustion, continuing later.
They can train quite a few units in a lot of these regions. So I'm tempted to take the garrison of Barad Khan away because it's got more than enough. So if we train that lot and take every single thing that it's currently got to
As you
Amrun
wish. We can go no further today.
train another unit of them, continue to increase the size of the defence of Gobel Tolfalas, because it continuously seems to be a thorn in the side of Dol Amroth, so as long as they're throwing units away at it, I'll gladly keep that defended. I'll take the burden of the costs of the troops there to ensure that Dol Amroth's forces are split.
Yes, my lord.
I'm very interested to see what happens here with another player.
Is that what you want?
Although we, of course, will then take on Mordor. As I said at the beginning, and as I continue to say, there are no allies in this campaign. Oh, the chieftain of the enemy comes.
Once I capture you, your title will mean nothing.
Alright, I will end this episode there. 24 minutes and 44 seconds at the point of me saying that. I will immediately go into the next one, though, although they will go up on different days. But that will end this one. So thank you very much for the overwhelmingly positive support of the lore video. I must confess that listening to it back, I didn't feel like I really spoke about that much. But then that's because obviously I know all of that stuff. So to me, it's just talking about things you know always feels like you're not talking about anything. It's difficult to explain, but I'm very pleased that you all enjoyed it, and I can only extend my thanks at the support that I've received for that video. So thank you very much indeed. I do intend to continue on the lore ones a great deal. Obviously, a lot of you have already asked for this, that, or the other, but I will start and finish with the Dunedain, and I will initially deal with the Third Age, because that's when the game is set. So before I talk about Númenor and before I talk about the First Age, I would deal with everything I want to talk about in the Third Age. I might intersperse it with little bits, but I'll do big key videos first of the Third Age, so the sort of Rohan, Elves, Dwarves, Gondor, those sort of big ones before we look anywhere else. So stay tuned for further videos on that coming soon. And indeed, the continuation of the Let's Plays in the background as we go along as well. But for now, as I say, this one ends. So if you have any questions, pop them in the comments, or ideally go to Total War Center, where it's a lot easier to reply and read the comment thread. YouTube's comment section is terrible. I have no shame in saying that, and I fear no repercussion. It is awful, the comment section here. It doesn't tell me when I get new comments, or it does, and it sends them in half-assed emails. It's just pitiful. But anyway, that's by the by. But for now, dear friends, and until we speak again, Navar Naden Pedimad Melonin, and farewell.